What's up, everybody? Blue Suit Reviews coming at you. It's been a while since I made a video. Making one today. It feels great outside. Yeah, it's warm today. Anyway, so if you remember, I've been talking in my videos about how I want to start my mod series, and we're gonna do that today. Little bit of a shakeup though. Starting my mod series on a different car. So I don't have Grey Rock anymore, which if Grey Rock could talk, he's probably cussing me right now. Did some shopping around and found this guy. This is a 2015 HellCat. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. All right, so in this video, I wanna talk about how I got my hands on a HellCat. So I've been searching for a HellCat for a while, and for the longest time, the only HellCats I was able to find were 2018, 2017, 2019s with, good mileage, probably around 10, 12,000 miles on them. But if you are in the market for a HellCat like I am, you will notice that when you find those cars, they are normally going for upwards of $57,000, $58,000. Way out of my price range. I'm gonna let you know right now, I don't have that type of money. Like, that is not the way I roll. Owning and maintaining a HellCat is enough money in itself, between insurance, the car payment, and all of the components that are on the car that you have to keep maintained, like the oil change and all of those supplemental maintenance items. So what I know I couldn't do is I couldn't spend 55, 56, 58, that's just way out of my price range to try and get a car like this and be able to have enough money to maintain it. So when you're in the position that I am, you are looking for way cheaper HellCats. And for whatever reason, recently, there are HellCats being posted at different dealerships for around the $45,000 mark. And that's way more into my price range, that's way more into my budget. So I started doing some shopping, and I found a couple. I went and looked at one in Newport Richey. If you're in Florida, you know where Newport Richey is. And it was amazing, but they wanted too much money for it. They wanted about $50,000 for it. It was too much on the top end of what I was able to spend. So I kind of left it alone, man. And the dealerships are relentless. Like, I'm pretty sure I got at least 3 texts and 2 calls a day from the salesman at that dealership trying to get me to come and get that car. I'm not gonna say what dealership it was because it's not important. Everybody has their own shopping experience, but I will say that just very relentless. At the end of all the negotiations, I had to tell them, hey man, we're not gonna be able to make a deal. We were just too far away, we were too different as far as what they wanted for the car or what I was able to spend. So yeah, try to be cordial with them, and and they were very respectful. And, we just agreed not to make a deal on that car. As I'm shopping, the weeks go by, the days go by, and there are more and more HellCats popping up everywhere. And we're talking wide-ranging varieties of cars. What I will say about the HellCat is uh, dealerships are very reluctant to sell a HellCat for under $43,000. Like, that is something I definitely noticed. I don't care how many miles it's got on it. It can have 30 something thousand miles on it. The list price is probably going to be around $42,900, $43,500. So something to keep in mind if you're looking for a HellCat. The value, even for the 15, 16 HellCats, they're still up there. Yeah, they're $30,000 less than buying a brand new one, which I can never afford that. It's not right now. And kept looking and found this one. So I went and picked this one up from Punta Gorda, which is south of me. It's about an hour and a half south, at a Dodge dealership. I'm not going to say the Dodge dealership's name, because they may or may not want me trying to advertise them. But they had this car on their lot, and about 3 days after they got it, I called the dealership and asked them, are they interested in making a deal? Of course, they said yes. We worked some numbers, and we made a deal. So this thing is amazing. So it's, as you could tell in here, it's optioned down, so it doesn't have the full leather seats. It's really kind of like my Scat Pack on the inside, but it's great. Like, I couldn't ask for a better setup. Like, I actually really like the suede on the inside. So I ended up with a HellCat. I drove an hour and a half, took my Scat Pack, we did some negotiating. I got financing before I went, which is something I'm going to talk about in another video, and how that affects the buying experience, like getting the car. Like, I want to talk about how getting your financing before. It could be a good thing, but at the end of the day, the dealership still controls how much they are going to let you purchase the vehicle that they want or that they have available. And they also are always going to dictate how much they're willing to offer you for a trade-in value. So, excuse me, and those are numbers that I want to talk about, or those are aspects that I want to talk about. Since I did purchase a car, I need to make sure I make a video about how the buying experience went, but not in this video. In this video, I want to talk about the first mod that I have already done to the car, first mod on the HellCat. And I'm going to make another video talking about what's in the HellCat and how much I paid. Like, I'll probably have to make another video because I don't want the videos to be too long. But without further ado, first mod. Wheels. Alright, so what you're looking at are the stock wheels. So these are the wheels that came on the HellCat. If you don't know, they are 275 40/20 Pirelli P0 Sport season tires, I think. Maybe all season tires. I'm not totally sure. But these are the factory tires. And wheels, the car had a 7970. It now has 8,100 miles on it, but it had like 7,970 miles when I picked it up. And I took all of these off. So these are now stacked up in my garage. I need to stack them more neatly than that so I can make some room for myself. And I put on some replica HellCat wheels that I bought for my Scat Pack. And the reason why I did that is because my replica wheels come with two 11-inch wheels in the back. So even though these are all 9.5-inch wheels, I took them off because I wanted to put a 315 on the back of my Scat Pack. But now, if you can see how wide that is, but now that I have the HellCat, the 315s went on the HellCat. So the setup. I have two 11-inch wheels. The offsets are plus 27 in the back. And shout out to Fitment Industries. for, like, all I did was tell them the kind of car that I had. So they actually sent these for the Scat Pack, but they fit just fine on the HellCat. It's an exact match replica HellCat wheel. Is just that the wheels in the back are 11 inches wide, and the wheels in the front are 9.5, which is stock. If I had known I was going to get a HellCat, I would not have bought 2 front wheels. I would have just bought the 2 rear wheels and bought 2 315 tires. But instead, I ended up buying 4 tires and 4 wheels. The tires that I bought are called, I got to go look at them. They're called Mucho Macho Cosmo. So again, I got 315 35 20s in the back, and I have 275 40 20s in the back, or in the front. Sorry. It's a good setup. It's a decent setup. It gives you a lot of width on the back to add traction. And don't get me wrong, this thing will still break the traction. Even though it has all that tire back there, it still breaks loose. But once it stops sliding around and actually catches, the acceleration is just it's that much better because you have a whole lot more, much more tire contacting the ground. Mucho Macho by Cosmo, a subsidiary of Cooper Tire. These tires were really cheap. I think they were around $90 a tire. I think more like $70 a tire for the 2 front tires, and then $90 a tire for the 2 back tires. If you're thinking, man, cheap tires, stay away from them. My second job ever was at a tire shop, and tires are hit or miss. More than likely, the tire manufacturer is not trying to make you a bad tire on purpose. You could buy I've seen some of the cheapest tires you've ever seen perform well. It's really all about how you take care of the tire. First of all, and it starts with mounting the tire. So I went up to the auto hobby shop on base to try and mount these tires, and I wasn't able to because the auto hobby shop was closed. So I actually went to Super Dave's, shout out to Super Dave's in Tampa, tire and rim specialist. They specialize in used and new tires and wheels, and they can also mount and balance and all that stuff. So we put the tires on at Super Dave's. I actually helped them do it, and they gave me a great deal. Great deal, cheapest in the area, cheapest that I've seen so far on mounting and balancing tires. And I have my own wheel weights because my wheel weights are black. Hold on, let me see. So my wheel weights are black, you can see, so they could kind of blend into the wheel. Normally wheel weights are silver, just like this. But I didn't want those because you can see them. I don't want people to be able to see my wheel weights. But anyway, I helped them get the tires on. The 11 inches were difficult. They were hard to get those on, but we got them on. And the point I'm trying to make is taking care of your tires starts with the mounting. So while you're mounting the tire, don't stretch the tire. Like, you get it onto the wheel, and there's a technique to get it on there. Step number 2 is don't ever overinflate and never ever underinflate. Now, I know if anybody goes to the track like I do, I drop the pressure in my back tires down to around 18 pounds. And that's only to run down the drag strip. I don't drive up and down the street like that. Once I get through running at the strip, I go straight to the whatever convenience store is closer to me, which the one that's closest is like a few miles away. And as soon as I get there, I air the tires back up to where they should be. And just pay attention to dry rotting, cracking, inspect your tires, make sure if you ran over a nail or screw or something like that, see if you can repair it, like you can plug the tire or patch the tire, it's a great technique to learn. There are videos on YouTube that show you how to do that. If I had a nail in one of these tires, I would show you how to do it right now. But you got to take care of the tires. Like regardless of how much they cost, like do not be afraid of a tire that's cheaper if it's rated correctly. Like it has the correct speed rating, it has the correct load rating. If those things match what you need, give it a shot. Like I'm telling you, if you take great care of even a cheap tire, they'll be just fine. And I've also seen, ironically, I've seen people spend a lot of money on expensive tires like Pirelli. Pirelli is not a cheap brand of tire, and the tire fails or blow out, or you see like knots form in the tire, which those things are like beyond like what I can explain. Like, and I've even seen belts separate inside the tire and make like these huge rifts. But yeah, first mod on the HellCat, wheels and tires. I did go with aftermarket lugs. If you know anybody out there drives a Challenger, I know my garage is a mess. I need to clean this up. There we go. All right. So this is what comes on the factory wheel. So I ordered, spent $25. Even though these will fit on these wheels, I spent $25 on a set of black lugs. So I have black lugs all the way around. The center caps came off of the original tires, or original wheels. I just kind of popped them in there. I took the old center caps and I popped them into what are now going to be my backup wheels. So yeah, hey, that's it for this video. Stay tuned, stay tuned. I'm so happy. First of all, I'm happy I was able to make the step into buying the vehicle that I've been looking to get. HellCat is my dream car, so you know I'm on cloud 9 right now. And again, I'm happy. I'm happy to get the car that I was trying, that I've sought after for a while. You know, and now that I got it, I have a completely stock HellCat. So I did quite a few things to my scat pack that I wasn't able to record and talk about because I traded it in too fast. I did keep that car for 1.5 years before I traded it in, so I didn't go buy it and then 2 months later trade it in my scat pack because I love that car. Just came up on a deal with a HellCat and I went with it. But anyway, now that I got the HellCat, it is bone stock. So there's nothing been done to it except what I've done to it so far, which is great because you and I can take the journey of modifying the car together. Once I get through modding the car, you know, who knows what's next? Maybe I enter a couple shows, see if I could win a couple trophies or something like that. Who knows? But I know one thing: the journey from modifying the car on my scat pack was like I love that journey. I love the things that I learned from modifying. And now that I get the opportunity to do it again, I'm not gonna fail this time and not document it. Like I'm gonna make sure I make some great videos, have some question and answer sessions so we could learn together about how this whole thing works. And it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time learning the ins and outs of now a HellCat. So yeah, again, thank you for tuning in. Stay with me. Stay with me. Share, like, subscribe. Until I talk to you again, this Blue Suit Reviews. Signing off a video. See you when I see you.